Live from the Stilted Studios in South Scottsdale, it's the Log Jam. We got Tom, Billy, and Darren.
Welcome to the Log Jam 2019, the year the League of Gentlemen turns 12 years old, gentlemen. I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited to be here too. I can't believe it's been 12 years. I mean, it's a congratulatory measure to all of us who have been in the league, come and gone, some of us, but for the most part, guys, congratulations. You know, Dirty does.
Congrats. Yeah, right?
Good times.
It's been a good time, good time.
The year that was, man, it was the year of the kicker. It was the year that the drunk guy who didn't show up to the draft and drafted from a hotel room in Vegas and passed out,
Yes.
drafted the same player twice, won this league last year.
Pretty awesome, right?
Yes, I've pretty much banished that from my memory. So
Yeah,
It means I got a chance next year.
I guess. Go to Vegas, win, draft. The league commissioner showed up, lost the toilet bowl. In our league, that means you wear the blue balls at your neck at every league meeting, so we'll be looking forward to seeing Ari wearing the blue balls.
yes. I mean, having the commissioner being able to announce trades and being able to facilitate the functions and the meetings that are coming up with those balls around his neck is going to be priceless.
In fairness, they are much heavier. I think it's more of a burden even than the shame. It's actually physical. I've never worn them. Are they pretty heavy?
I've
Darren?
never-
They are very heavy. I've
is.
obviously had them pass them, but it's something you guys don't want to deal with, trust me.
So it's fantastic. You will notice we have a new format this year for the 2019 Log Jam. The plan is that we are going to go to YouTube Live with our weekly show this year. Honestly, this is our version of Ari's letter saying that we don't have time to do the production, all the different things. I'm busy. At some point, Ari put a lot of work into the weekly newsletter. Would back off sometimes.
Sure.
This is us backing off a little bit, but bringing great product.
Yeah, I mean, it's backing off a little bit in editing and pre-productions, things like that, but it's also, giving us a chance to look at some new formats as far as, having, call-ins or having live feeds and comments and being interactive a little bit more as far as this podcast. So it's pretty
That
cool.
will be fun. I
But
can't
you-
wait to get some phone calls coming in.
Get some phone calls, get a few comments, and we'll react to the comments live. If you have feedback or want to talk about trades or want to talk about things,
Yeah.
could be a fun format for the
Right.
show when
Sure.
we go live. So we're looking forward to that. There's a ton of benefits to it. There are also going to be some changes to the League of Gentlemen this year. Number one, we're going to change divisions.
Yes, it's something unique that we're gonna test out, and having that 2-division format. Obviously 5 teams in each division, and read your rule book if you want to know further breakdowns because I don't really know, but Ari would be able to tell you eventually somebody wins. So it'll be interesting in figuring it out.
I think one of the interesting things, it could affect playoff seeding.
For sure.
It's different. It's going to be a champion from each division. Could have the bye could definitely be affected. The second best team in the league might not get the bye this year.
I mean, even a further thought, it could affect trades. Like if you're in a specific division and you're, maybe you start favoring trades to others. I don't know. It's going to be a unique format.
Will be interesting to analyze throughout the year how that affects it. Another kind of annual ritual of the league meeting will probably vote again to expand rosters. It will be voted down.
Yes.
I will always vote for it, but that'll be another thing that
I
will
mean,
come
we
up.
can't even get all 10 guys now to show up. Why would we want? Yeah.
A reminder, the keeper draft is
Sunday,
August 4th,
10 a.m.
10 a.m.
B&Gs.
Dave and Buster's in Tempe. Thank you, Joel. By far the coolest meeting we've had, and we appreciate you having
Pretty much the
the wild
awesomest
things
ever.
there. So.
absolutely, it's fantastic. I think the important thing there again is 10 a.m.
10
It is
a.m.
tough to get the league everywhere 3 times a year as is required, but this is the first time in league history that an industry league full of people that get out of work at 11 and 12 are not meeting in the dead of night for this. It's a 10 a.m. league. How is that going to affect the league? How's that gonna affect drafting?
I have
It's-
no idea. At what capacity our brains functioning at 10 a.m. I'm not really sure. So that'll be interesting.
We'll follow that up on the 25th with the actual draft.
Yep.
Yes.
I think that's another
Again,
10 a.m.
10 a.m. 2 of my favorite days of the year. For those of you that don't know what a keeper draft is, gentlemen.
Well, in our league, we thought, that building a core of players year after year kind of best represents the best general manager or the best coach or the best, form manager.
Swindler.
So over the years, we've said, well, hey, let's have a keeper, but not a dynasty league where you get to keep the whole league or your whole team, but more of like, hey, let's have 3 or 4 core players that we build around with draft statuses and what have you. And it's really worked to an advantage to this point.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a fun time. The keeper draft, so rather than coming back and drafting a snake draft, a redraft league,
Correct.
our players are kept in the round they were originally drafted in, as long as they haven't been dropped. There is some advantages. Some people had Rob Gronkowski was a 16-round draft pick for his entire career. That's an advantage coming into the draft. Always fun to see. If a player was picked up in the middle of the year, he becomes a biddable player. And that's what I think next week is exciting about, is who is going to be brought up for bid,
James
who's
Conner.
bidding, who's going to be in the war. James Conner's going to be brought up for bid.
Yeah, and by biddable player, so whoever owns the rights to that player currently who's on his roster. And for this argument, I can't believe I'm doing this, but let's use James Conner. So I own James Conner, Pittsburgh Steeler, picked up off waivers. He's a biddable player. So if I want to keep him, obviously I put him up and say I want to keep him. But since he wasn't drafted, he doesn't have a keep-around status. It makes him become biddable to other members of the league.
So at that point, Darren sits back. The rest of the league bins to go in draft order, in reverse order of how you pick. I will take him in the 17th round. A second pick in the 17th round beats a sixth pick, so it can be a long process, but James Conner's going to get bid up to the second round probably by the third or second guy. It's not going to be, we don't mess around too much with that. And at that point, Darren will have a chance to
Match the offer, and if I do match, I would be able to keep said player because he was on my roster originally. Now, for most of you who are in the league, you probably understand this, but just
And
to
for
get-
Steve Faulkner, who every year seems to
To
forget
go
how this
over
works,
how this
we
works.
just wanted to make sure that we are touching base on the draft rules and format. At that point, when you have your four keepers, then we get into 2 weeks later, the actual redraft.
Sure.
Rookies, the people that aren't being kept, then it becomes my second favorite day of the year because then we're drafting.
Yeah, it's always fun too because we love drafting so much. We made two of them, right? And those 2 weeks in between of cramming of who was available, who you thought, it's a great time of year. We like to extend it for almost a month.
Trades are fast and furious. In our next episode, we plan to recap some of the year's trades. We don't think we're going to get live before the keeper draft, so we'll probably be doing a little recap of the keepers, possibly a preview of the draft coming up, which is a show we did last year.
Yeah.
So lots to look forward to in the 2019 Jam. I hope you tune into us. Darren, how do people, if they want to join in, how do they follow us?
Well, first of all, there's a subscribe button. So if you've randomly come on this channel because of a friend telling you about it or whatever, just click on subscribe and then enable notifications. Do it from your mobile device. So if we do go live, you're able to comment immediately from your cell phone, even if you are in stall number 3.
We don't do a ton of stuff generally from week to week that dates us, but we do probably have to talk about Melvin Gordon, Ezekiel Elliott, Tyreek Hill. There are a lot of things that we will probably get to. It will shake up from week to week, but Billy, any thoughts on that?
Tyreek Hill should die. Melvin Gordon should get paid. Who's the other guy?
Zeke.
Oh, Zeke should probably get on the plane and get to LA. Otherwise, he's going to get in trouble in Vegas or somewhere lost along the way. Or
Guaranteed.
it'll be the day that the star died when he dies in the plane crash on the way to LA. Don't want it to happen, but it could happen. It's kind of the way that the Avalon Avengers go.
Here at the
With
League
the running
Jam, we
back
just
row.
figuratively wish ill upon people.
Yes.
It's not an actual
No,
real thing.
fantasy
It's not
purposes,
done-
yeah.
fantasy purposes
No,
only.
no
Fantasy
Tanya
person.
Harding things going on.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Not ill will at all.
Well, gentlemen, it's been a fantastic time. It's good to be back. It's good that fantasy football's coming up.
Welcome.
It's good to have you guys back. Thank you for watching us, man.
Hey, welcome to the Stilted Studios, guys. We're happy to have you. It might smell a little weird in here. It's the dog's fault. We'll go with that.
Smells fine. Billy and Cruz, thank you for having us. It's been
Thanks
a
for having
fantastic
us.
time.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely,
We look
guys.
forward to seeing you all year long.
Mr. Cruz, take us out.
Awesome. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for the log jam. 2019 is in the house.